If you look closely at that last clip, what you saw me doing was adjusting this caliper offset. At first, you put the radial mount in, you hook it to your caliper, you mount it. I just kind of guessed on where to start the shimming at, and you'll see the shims down inside of there. That shimming is absolutely crucial on getting that caliper lined up. So I threw a couple in there to start with. I think I put 90 thousandths in there to start. After that, I took my feeler gauge and I found the distance here was 0.331. The distance here was 0.251. Right there. Subtract 251 from 331, that leaves me 80 thousandths. I was 80 thousandths out of center. Divide that by 2, because as you add to here, you're going to subtract from there. 80 thousandths divided by 2 is 40 thousandths. So I added 40 thousandths more shim at that point, which allowed my caliper to be centered. I went back with my feeler gauges, and now the gap there and gap there, I'm only 9 thousandths of an inch difference. The thinnest shim that I have is 9 thousandths of an inch. I would need a 4.5 thousandths shim to get that absolutely perfect. Within 10 thousandths, you're close enough. Like I say, if I was to add a 16 thousandths shim, now I would be farther off than where I'm at now. So as you can see, the alignment is pretty darn good. You want to get these calipers as square to this rotor as possible and as centered as possible. It helps with breakability, consistency, and not getting your pads worn at an angle. When I started this side, because I already know what I needed on the other side, I went with the exact same spacers, the exact same shim, and my results were the bottom is exact, the top is about 6 thousandths difference, but again, I don't have a shim that's that thin to get that centered, so that's right on the money, I'd say. The last adjustment we're going to make on this caliper is going to be the height of where this shim is located, which basically locates the pad and the height of the rotor. So ideally, you'd like to have that rotor and that pad pretty much flush on the top side, and you do that by adding that shim there on your radial mount. As you can see, we do not have the shim on this caliper, and you can see the offset on that rotor to pad. Yeah, it's only a few thousandths, maybe 30 thousandths, but you lose so much torque when you move your braking pad, your brake pad, down to the inside of this rotor versus catching the outside of that rotor. So, again, make sure that your pad is flush with the edge of the rotor. You can see this one is about 30 thousandths down. So all I've got to do is add the shim between the caliper and the radial mount, and it will move that caliper up just far enough for me to be happy with my clearance. So all you got to do to get that pad in that rotor flat is add a shim right there at the joint between the caliper and the radial mount. And here you can see that the pad and the rotor is almost perfectly aligned. That's a good adjustment there. We're centered, we're squared. That's a happy caliper.